All right, now so far we've had Aries and Taurus and Gemini and Cancer coming up next after the...
On BC Radio 1.
First of all, the weather. Windy in places, mild in others. Scotland and the north is cloudy and very, very breezy today. Still cold with some snow. Wales and Ireland is quite cold with some sleet. The Midlands, heavy skies and cold. The south, chilly, but not too bad. Right now, it's around 7 degrees centigrade, the average, going down to -1 overnight. All right, it's 3:22. 10 leading psychics reveal their predictions for 1985. As I say, from America's National Enquirer, first of all, in sports, they say the boxing great Muhammad Ali will make yet another comeback, but this time on the screen. He'll play himself in a Rocky movie. In showbiz, Nancy Reagan and Frank Sinatra will team up to airlift starving children out of famine-hit Ethiopia to the United States. That's what it says. In medical matters, doctors in Chicago will develop a pill that will make migraine headaches a thing of the past. Adventure here, Robert Wagner will be lost. Thank you. He'll be lost for 3 days in the Rocky Mountains after injuring himself while skiing. He'll survive by digging a cave in the snow to escape sub-zero temperatures. That's what's going to happen to Robert Wagner, according to these predictions. In Ghostbusting, Richard Burton's ghost will appear repeatedly at an old pub in his hometown in Wales. Siamese triplets will be born for the first time ever, and they'll be successfully separated. A ravishing TV sex pot will be exposed as a former man who had a sex change operation. And in movies, Sean Connery and Sophia Loren will play an aging Tarzan and Jane. Yes, it's Madonna and Like a Virgin. Let me just wish a happy new year to a mate of mine, my driver John Farr. John wants to say happy 85 to all his customers and especially to June and family, so happy new year to you. And also, my New Year's resolution is to find out what happened to some of my old school pals. I'm going to look them up. People like Graham Keach in Nunhead, and John King and Michael Griffin and Edwina Manning and Yvonne and Candy in New Cross. Don't you ever wonder what happens to your friends that you used to know when you were at school or when you were young? I want to find out. True.
Steve Wright in the afternoon, 1985.
FM stereo 88 to 91 megahertz and 1089 and 1053 kilohertz AM. Radio 1. The Boys of Summer. There's Don Henley. News coming up in just a moment. One or two things that changed from today. The 1st of January 1985. Coins minted from today bear a new effigy of the Queen. Much better than the last one. Italy becomes president country of the EEC. Today also marks the 75th anniversary of the Girl Guides. The Times newspaper is 200 years old, and Ken Livingstone and the GLC have banned smoking completely on the London Underground from today. Now then, coming up at 5 o'clock, Bruno Brooks with the first Top 40 of 1985, Newsbeat with the top stories of the day. 7:30, Janice Long, John Peel at 10.
The best sound in Britain, Radio 1.
And Russell Grant back in just a moment. Right now the time, 3:30.
Radio 1 News.
It's Ian Whiteley.
The Pope has made an urgent appeal to the superpowers, calling on them to make a special effort at next week's Geneva talks on arms control. The government's being asked again to reconsider its decision to abolish the Bank of England pound note. Conservative MP Tony Favell says the move will lead to price increases because pound coins cost more to handle. And that's the news from Radio 1 until 4:30.
Thank you.
Ask for a song and we'll play it for you. On old Steve Wright in the afternoon. Afternoon boys and me and you. And the bestest sound in Britain.
The best sound in Britain, Radio 1. Steve Wright in the afternoon.
Okay, turn this next one up loud.
FM stereo, Radio 1.
Chaka Khan, Chaka Khan.
Big and bouncy. That's Chaka Khan. I feel for you. Just getting dark outside. 22 minutes to 4 is the time. We're back with Russell Grant in just a minute. Hang on a minute. We're within a minute. Our New Year's Day holiday quiz, Where in the World quiz. Where in the world would you find Daily Waters, the River Darling, Politicians That Cry, Alice Springs, and perfect summer holiday weather, even on New Year's Day? Question 2. The holiday companies talk about 2 weeks in this place. It's the Rock with Apes between Africa and Spain. And question 3. At this holiday paradise, it's possible to celebrate 2 New Year's days. It's at the tip of Asia, but don't go there on holiday if you have long hair. Do you know where in the world that would happen to be? We'll have the answer in 1 hour's time, and Russell Grant in just a moment.
Hello, return ticket, please.
Where to?
Well, back here, of course.
Here, you're that fella on the radio, aren't you? Now, wait a minute, I'll never forget a voice. And my daughter, she loves you, hangs on every word she does. Now, just a sec, you're on Radio 1, right?
Yes.
Of course, I listen to you myself. 2:30 on Fridays, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, I listen to you myself all the time.
Yeah?
Steve Wright.
No, me, Mark Purge.
Me, Mark Page. Who's he? Well, that'll be 80 pence to back here. Platform 3, next one's in 10 minutes.
Oh, thanks very much. Don't forget, Fridays at 2:30, me, Mark Purge.
Who's he?
The best sound in Britain. Radio 1. Steve Wright in the afternoon.
Okay, Russell Grant is my guest. We're looking at some of the stars for this year, 1985. So far, we've looked at Aries and Taurus and Gemini and Cancer. Leo next.
Right, Leo, can I just say we didn't say if there's any Cancerian starlets at Radio 1. Do you want to know if there are?
Yes, please.
All right, then, I better tell you then. It's Tommy Vance and Adrian Jahan.
Now, those two people are so different in character.
Are they?
Interesting, yeah.
Yeah, well, there we are. You see, this is what astrology is all about. It's more than just a sun sign. You've got, when you have the real chart done from your date, time and place of birth, then you're really getting into real astrology. What
Yeah.
we're doing now is more, well, pop astrology.
Right.
General.
So, Leo.
Leo, well, Leo is the creative sign, and very much like Cancerians are going to find love and procreate and lots of nice creative things happening to Cancerians. For Leos, this can be a superb year for their relationships. They will create a marvellous relationship for themselves. They could, in fact, being the sign of big-heartedness, of generosity, and, shall we say, being theatrical, they will be able to play centre stage to someone in their life that will mean a lot to them. Now, this is a great year for marriage, great year for nuptial bliss in general. So happy nuptials to all Leos. And also for any business relationships that may well be gotten together. These are well starred too. So this is a year for Leos in which to think more of others, and they will get back more from others as a result.
So Leos are going to get everything. They're going to get big in business, big in romance,
Yeah.
more or less everything
But
they want.
through other people.
Right.
It is not a year to think in a singular fashion.
Okay.
It takes two to...
Two takes two to tango. Listen, I want to move on
Yeah.
to Virgo, because...
You didn't ask about the Leo's nasty bits.
Oh, do we want to know the nasty bits?
Well, I tell you.
All right, all right. Calm it down just a little, because we don't want to upset the Leos.
No, well, it's not so bad, except do watch out for the domestic environment and parents, things like that.